Okay, so here we have 2010 Ford Fusion. Inside here, underneath these coolant and this is the air conditioner, I think. We have down here the engine mount, just there. So we're going to change it out today. We've been having a funny rattle for a good couple of years, and it's time to change it. I'll show you the part. This is the part here. It's going to sit on the car here, and then the engine sits on top of that. So what we've done so far, we had it up on the ramps, and we took this bottom bit off, the bit which covers the oil pan tray. And we've just used the what do you call it, for lifting the car up. Can't remember anyway. Use the one from the trunk, the boot, to lift that up. That takes the weight of the engine off. So you'll see, we just turn that slightly. We can take the weight of the engine off and support the engine. There's a block of wood up there as well. First thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this and remove the coolant box, and then we can get in there and get this top mount out, and then we have to get the right torques and things, but we'll get all that sorted. So what I've done so far, I've just moved 10mm bolt there on the coolant bottle, 10mm bolt there on the coolant bottle, and also the coolant pipe there. Just remove that and just hung that over there. I'm going to loosen this top mount now, these two bolts, this one and this one. Before I do that, importantly, I'm going to make sure I've got the weight of the engine off. So you see that, just turn that, you can see it's quite easy, the weight of the engine just lifting up now. So I know that's fully supported there. We are going to witness mark all of these with a yellow pencil, so we know where to put the bolts back on. So we've removed this 15mm bolt here, and then these 13/16 bolts here. And when we take this off, we can then remove this 8mm. This is a ground wire here. So these are the bolts which came off. This one was a big one, 15mm, and these two are the 13/16. So we'll try and shuffle this out there now. It's a bit of a tight space, but we'll see if we can get this up and out. Okay, so what I did, there it is, come off. Actually, it came off easier than I thought. I just moved the engine up a little bit more, and I actually just slid off and put it up there. Anyway, you can see this is the old engine mount. You can see it moving around in there. I'm not sure it should be doing that. See the engine's lifted up here, you can see it moving. See that moving? So then we just take this engine mount off here, and this one off here, and some bolts right down there. If I can get them in right down the bottom there. Anyway, we'll see if we can get those. So I've taken the coolant bottle out a little bit there, just so I can get it to underneath that bolt there and there. When I did that, looks like it increases the pressure, and then coolant starts dripping out of the engine there. Look, I see. This pipe came off here as well, which is okay. just need to, that's what it is, it's where we took that off and the pressure came up and that's where it was coming out, so just need to hold that up higher like that. Okay, so there's the old engine mount, and you can see just there, just moving around, just wiggling around. So basically, I mean, look at that, I mean, it's just torn right off. And you can imagine the engine's sitting on this, and this rubber bit's taking the vibrations of the engine, I'm presuming. But it's just way too loose, and it should be nice and firm. My goodness, look, it's even full of oil. It's just so corroded and old. Anyway, keep the bolts away from the oil. Yeah, there you have it. Just got to get the new one back in now and get all these bolts back. So there's the new part. This is the new part. This is the old part. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. No wiggle. And this is the engine. The weight lifted up, and then you see the engine mounts right off there. So just going to put a bit of thread lock on those as well. We put this in, and then we got a cheap torque wrench from Harbor Freight, and this new bottom mount, 41 foot-pound. These two smaller ones on the top mount, 46 foot-pound, and that big one was 85 foot-pound, all together. So we'll get that all put back together. So we got the bottom mount back in there, got them torqued up, then we just slotted that top mount back in. First, these two bolts didn't drop in, so I just lifted the engine up a bit and then I heard it clonking. It's still not fallen right down there. Just getting the bolts on so we don't lose the position, and then raise the engine a bit and hopefully that will just fall into place. So just as I hoped, raised it up a bit. You can see there the gap is gone, it's fallen into place, so I'll just tighten those up. A little bit off from the witness marks, so try and just lower the engine a bit before we tighten them up. See if they fall back into place. And there you got it, so you see now you can move the engine nice and loosely, and you can just get those back on the witness marks. You see it off and back on. So that's all those nicely snug back on. That big one there, just there, that big one, it's 85 foot-pound. These were 46 foot-pound. Then we'll just put this back on here, put the coolant pipe back on there, fill it, top it up a bit where we had the little leak, shouldn't need too much. And then load back the engine, and then we'll back it all up, put the undercover back on, and then looks like we're all good. So there it is, all put back together, engine back lowered. It's getting a bit dark now. Just got to put it back up on the ramps, put the underside back on, and then we're done. We'll say goodbye now. Part was about $100. Labour was going to cost me about $200. So it's taken me about 90 minutes. And saved myself $200 and pretty good job, I think. Thanks.